Alright, this is the Lenovo Cup Finals, Reunited versus NiP. I think this is Grand Finals, or I'm pretty sure this is Grand Finals. Volskaya. They played these exact same maps last week. And Reunited destroyed them 3-0, I believe, in a best of 5. And now this is another best of 5. So, and I agree. The map color palette is probably one of the biggest problems with the map. Okay, let's talk about the heroes. I'll bring out the pen. Everyone loves the pen, man. We got attack is red. He's running Hanzo again. I always hate the Hanzo. Hanzo's one of those heroes where you run a Hanzo and you're like, wow, I have a Hanzo. And then the enemy team is like, they have a Hanzo. And nobody really knows what that means at the beginning of a game. Like when you go into your pub games and you see a Hanzo, you're either like, haha, they have a Hanzo, or oh fuck, somebody killed a Hanzo. And there's really no in between. The Hanzo either tilts you or you feel like it's feeding. And last time Zappis felt like he was feeding. So if they can do work with the Hanzo this time, that'll be a good change for them. So that's that hero. Roadhog, pretty normal stuff. Himsy's probably one of the best Roadhogs in Europe, if not the world. I don't actually know if there's any NA Roadhogs better than him. I mean, Harblu's known for his Roadhog, but I think Himsy's just better. Like, Himsy makes like Roadhog frag videos and shit. Zuppa playing Ana. Both teams gonna be running Ana. No surprises here. Ana's pretty amazing in this meta. I mean, she is the meta. Offensive Winston is interesting. I feel like he didn't run this last time. I think he ran Tracer, or he ran... Maybe it was Winston. I think he ran Winston, actually. Maybe they know the Hanzo's coming, so they're just preemptively running the Winston. Winston's pretty good against Hanzo, but not super good against Hanzo. It's like one of those things where if the Hanzo gets an arrow in the beginning, then Winston just dies. Both teams running Reinhardt, no surprises. Lucio, no surprises. Speed boosted tanks are pretty scary. Zarya, again, no surprises. Pretty much mirror comps again, except for the fact that they have a Hanzo and they have a Winston. Winston ult's pretty underwhelming, I would say. I think Winston ult's probably one of the worst ults in the game for this specific meta. When you ana ult any of these heroes, I mean, except for the Lucio, I would say all of them are better than Winston at what they do. I mean, damage boosted Zarya is pretty good. Speed boosted Zarya is pretty good. Whole Hog is really good with ana ult. Winston, though, against this lineup, he doesn't actually have the damage to kill anybody on this team. So this ult's kind of nothing, and all his job is to nullify this Hanzo. If he doesn't nullify the Hanzo, then he's kind of just a wasted hero, and he probably would have wished that he was playing something else. That's my thought process on these comps. Again, it's just going to come down to whether or not this Hanzo does work. Because every time that you run Hanzo and it doesn't do work, you pretty much are playing 5v6 and you hate your life because you have a Hanzo on your team.
Depending on his positioning and if he can stay alive, it's going to be the attacking team actually with Zappis as the Hanzo. Looks like that is going to be their...
I'm surprised they stayed on the Hanzo after they got rolled in the last tournament, or like the last time they played each other. But I don't remember. Okay, so right off the bat, they're gonna hold up here. This is pretty smart, I would say, from Reunited, because of the fact that they don't have any high ground on the side of NiP. The only way to get to this area, like this platform, is to come from this way and go up the staircase, or to like come in the back. There's like a room in the back that you can come up the stairs and come up the stairs this way and through the door. So there's no way for them to contest Morte, and if Morte just sits up here, he's like, it's like perfect positioning for the Ana. NiP has to like come in, get on the point, and then somehow kill these heroes without touching the Ana, because there's no real way for them to get to the Ana except for like a Hanzo. So if the Hanzo like somehow instantly kills the Ana, like that's the only way that they kill the Ana, I would say. Or like a lucky hook, I guess, from Himsy. I guess you could get like into Ana fights if that really came down to it, but I wouldn't expect Anas to kill Anas 9 times out of 10. But that's why they're opting to run this high ground, is because like they have all the control, because Morte can just shoot down on the point. There's not really much else to it. NiP's comp has a very hard time dealing with this high ground, but at the same time, like eventually Reunited's gonna have to fall, because Reunited doesn't have any range damage at all, to be honest with you. Like they're running all these tank heavy heroes, but they're holding high ground, but none of their heroes do damage from the high ground. So it's bizarre that they hold up here, but the reason why they hold up here is because if they can protect Morte, like that's all they need to do is make sure Morte doesn't die.
And we're going to see NiP rotate in
Like, see, they're just gonna sit here. Great spam and shit. Get cap time. Dude, that Winston got slammed. Okay, so like, let's talk about what just happened too. Winston came over the top. Like, Winghaven fell, and then Winston jumped with a bubble, landed like right here. And while like they were all dealing with this Winston bubble and the Zarya bubble on the Winston, they collapsed on Fraggy, and Fraggy just died. Like, Kib broke his shield, hooked him, dead. It was just a well-executed play. They were probably anticipating that, and that was probably like a set play from them where they just waited for them to get here, and they just jumped in over the top and then distracted their team long enough to kill the Reinhardt. I mean, I didn't expect them to kill the Reinhardt, but I also don't think the Reinhardt expected his whole team to ignore him to go help a Winston or to like kill a Winston. But now they're like down a player and game is a little bit harder. It's kind of bizarre though that Morte fell off the top. I don't know why he fell off the top. He's climbing back up now. No, he's not. Morte's just on the floor. I feel like that's a mistake. He's probably gonna climb up right now, but it's bizarre to me that he even fell because I don't think he ever needed to fall. Can we talk about how the wall hack on the blue team is lit up red for some reason, and how like dumb that is?
Zap is looking for those free arrows, gets the sonic arrow in, which is always nice to give your Roadhog some.
Same thing again. Winston's probably gonna jump.
But again, they just take this corner. They're gonna force Reunited down.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Winston goes over the top. They're like, oh, Roadhog. But now they back up this time. They don't leave Fraggy on the point. Since Fraggy didn't get left on the point, now the fight's actually in their favor. That's a huge sleep. Every sleep is ginormous. That was interesting. Reunited should just be able to clean up here. Once you lose a Roadhog, like again, like I said this last time I watched these two teams, every time you lose a player, the game just gets infinitely harder to win. Like, or all of your fights are infinitely harder to win. Again, the Hanzo hasn't actually done anything. And that's kind of what I meant when I started this VOD. Like, you're either pounding with Hanzo or you're doing absolutely fucking nothing. Now we're in that weird stage where the fight comes down to the Ana ults and only the Ana ults. Like, whichever team gets more value out of their Ana ult is the one that's going to win this fight. I wouldn't expect NiP to use it because they know that they don't have any combo for it, but Reunited should be able to win this fight pretty easily, I would say. Unless they get, like, a really big Earth Shatter or something. That was a cool play. Alright, so that was actually pretty cool. I don't know if he did it on purpose or if that was like a set play or what, but he hooked the Reinhardt at the exact same time that Morte ulted Winghaven, so then Winghaven had a free Earth Shatter because there was no shield up on the side of NiP. That was pretty sick. I mean, it's like a small thing that you wouldn't notice, I guess, if you were watching it, but that was a pretty good play that I don't know if it was on purpose or how, if they like actually coordinated it. The good news is though that they killed Kib. So now that Kib's dead, NiP just needs to wait for their spawns because the Roadhog has to walk all the way from spawn back here. As long as they don't bleed right now, they're in a good position. Every time you get a kill, you like, that's good stuff. Ooh, that's a big Earth Shatter. But look how tanky this lineup is. They need to not die right now, but they're dying. That was really bad, actually. Let's talk about that, because this is something pub players do a lot too. Alright, once you kill Kib, it doesn't matter what happens here. Like, you don't care who's alive. Like, you could be 5 down. It doesn't matter. If Kib is the last person to die, like this is the absolute last death, the distance that Kib has to walk now as a Roadhog is like literally 3 miles. Like, he's pretty much a turtle. And then this team is a bunch of hares because they have the Lucio. Like, Kib's not going to have a Lucio to walk with him. So, if they just wait, like the Earth Shatter was really good, don't get me wrong, but they had no follow-up because I'm pretty sure Himsy wasn't there. If you just let Kib be dead, you can wipe, but you have to wipe fast, you know? Like, everyone just needs to, like, wipe. Like, just everyone die, because it doesn't matter. You'll all respawn at the same time, and you'll still make it back here before Kib. And as long as you're here before Kib, who cares what happens before or after that, right? Like, all you care about is the fact that they're down a player, and you can get 6 people back on this point before they can get 6 people back on this point. Once you Earth Shatter, like once he uses that Earth Shatter, it was a good Earth Shatter, don't get me wrong, but his ult was already over because he wasted it like getting charged into the midair by the Roadhog ult. If he had just waited, I don't know, they should have just waited. They should have backed out, gotten the hell out. They did kill unfixed, so that's another good, like that's good for them. But they're dying a little bit late. But like if you look just right here, if you're just like looking at this is good if you're on attack. Like this is good for NiP because they're not gonna have unfixed and they should be able to get back to the fight now before unfixed gets back. But they have to like do it fast. And again, I'm not really seeing the use of the Hanzo. Hanzo's just being Hanzo. Like they're gonna have to go back and get unfixed right now. You see them all going back right now to get that player. But this could catch them out of position.
He's got a very good Reinhardt on the other side too. Winghaven has been a solid Reinhardt.
So like let's talk about what they just did too. That's interesting. Is since unfixed died, they all just decide they're gonna hold up here instead of on this side where they've been holding because they know that their team can get in from the back. And they can hold up here. It's the exact same play, it's just on a different side because they have to wait for players coming from spawn. So like they don't have time to get back over here because players died. But I would say that this side, if you give up this high ground for free, this high ground is just better because there's a health pack in there that's easier to get to and you're not as exposed. This high ground's a little bit worse, I would say. But yeah, I'm just saying that like since they killed unfixed, the whole team went back to get him, and then they're just holding up on this side. Like that's their thought process, and like that's why they wound up here.
Since the very first day of closed beta, and he just got 3 kills in that last fight.
He has Earth Shatter. Neither team has Ana ult right now. Morte's about to have it. Bizarre that they let that happen, but it's not even that big of a deal, I guess, because like when you run this meta, like when you run these tank comps, like there's generally just not enough damage to get kills. Every kill is like the slowest fucking like excursion. Like every single time you get a kill, it takes so much out of your team. Like you'll see this, like they're just swinging hammers at each other. Ana ults are fucking flying. Like nobody's really doing anything that crazy. All right, Zappis. Like I hate this Hanzo dude. Like I actually hate the Hanzo. The Hanzo tilts the shit out of me because he keeps running the Hanzo, and then like the second he switches off the Hanzo, they just start winning. You know, like you need that extra bit of damage to get kills because Reinhardt doesn't get kills. Like Reinhardt against this, like an Earthshatter is not going to kill anything. Roadhog against this, like you have to deal with Zarya Bubble, and you have to deal with Ana heals. Like Roadhog is really hard to get kills with too. So like yeah, I mean this comp is literally just Reinhardt swinging hammers. Like you can slice it and dice it any way you want. But moral of the story is I don't think Mafu's actually used a Graviton yet. Maybe he used one, but they don't have a combo for it. Like they're just literally running the Zarya for the sake of canceling Roadhog hooks and like not letting charges go off. But finally he gets off the Hanzo. Like the Hanzo was so worthless. And like it's not always worthless. Like sometimes it'll work. You'll get a pick and you're like, wow, Hanzo, great job. But it did nothing, and he switches the Tracer, and then they win the next fight immediately. Because they don't have McCree. Like, what's going to kill a Tracer on this lineup? The only way you get a kill is with a hook, but that involves like them not bubbling him or like a sleep dart. Maybe a sleep dart is pretty good. Yeah, I mean this meta is pretty boring to watch. I'm surprised they didn't patch this shit out before E-League, but I don't know. I'm not Blizzard. Whole Hog's good. But like you're not generally killing a Tracer, I guess, is my point. Or Tracer's just good because you can clean up. This lineup, like, I just want to talk about this too. Like, these lineups have no sustained damage. Like, you hit a hook and you shotgun. Like, that's it. That's like all you can do. You hit a shatter, you pin. That's it. There's no other damage coming in. When you have Winston, Winston does literally nothing. It just tickles you. That's sustained damage. Like your damage line for the Winston, this is it. And then like you get a spike up for the Zarya or for the charge, and then you get like a spike up for the Roadhog hook combo. And Zarya too. Like Zarya is like a sustained damage. Like maybe you bring the line up here for your damage, and like you have these little spikes, right? But like if you have a Tracer in the mix, like suddenly your damage graph is like damage over time or whatever. Your damage graph can just like start climbing because Tracer will do damage like consistently that won't be out healed or like nullified by the healers on the enemy team. So pretty much like you need that extra bit of damage to get kills because Roadhog has a one-shot combo, and so does Reinhardt. And Zarya, Winston don't really do enough to out-heal an Ana or a Lucio. So if you're not getting kills with your hooks, which you're generally not because you're hooking Reinhardts and shit, like, kills just don't happen with these comps. You just wind up in, like, this weird fucking World of Tanks siege tank mode where, like, you have the World War II tank and they have the World War II tank and you, like, throw siege bullets at them on the other side. And, like, that's all that happens. Like, if you don't hit them, they're not dying. And, like, every team has, like, medics in the back that can, like, heal the tanks up. So, like, this guy's the infantry and he's shooting his missile over the top. Like, the Mercy has it, then you bubble him, and then you have the Ana shooting, and then you have the Lucio amp, and like, game is pretty. It's really hard to get kills, is my point with these comps. But the idea of the comps is good for payload maps. When you see it on these like 2 CP maps where all it comes down to is capping a point, it's like, it's super grindy because it's so hard to get a kill. So if you don't get the first kill on offense, you just lose, and generally you're at the like disadvantage in terms of positioning when you're on offense. Zapis does not look comfortable on Tracer. But see there, you actually use the Zarya ult to get kills and shit. Neither team runs Mercy. And all it takes is that one combo. Unfixed never had Zarya ult from the last fight. And like that one combo is all it took. Like there was nothing impressive there. There was nothing crazy there. It's just I needed extra damage to make the Zarya ult work. And suddenly you win the game because of a Graviton. Like, like all it took was that one pulse bomb. And if they didn't have a pulse bomb, they would have had no way to do that. So like it's bizarre to me that they won that so quickly on the second point, but it makes sense because there's no counterplay to the pulse bomb.
He jumped onto the point the very last second and of course got flopped a little bit too quickly for D.Va to actually get her foot onto the point. So Ninjas in Pajamas, great nano boosted fraggy action to get started on A, rolled right into B. With that big bang combination.
I'm assuming teams are just going to run the exact same thing on defense as they did on offense. Except I would say Zapis will probably play like, I don't know, probably Winston or Tracer on D. I think Valutaja played Tracer. Yeah, and Zapis is going to play McCree. Okay, so they know Valutaja is going to play Tracer, so they just go McCree to counter it. That's okay, I guess. But McCree has such a hard time. I don't actually know if this is the correct response. This is one of those times where I'm going to theorycraft a little bit harder than I probably should, but Tracer by herself will do work to tanks, and Tracer can survive an Ana ult pretty well, and like Tracer can dodge Reinhardt ults, Tracer can dodge hooks, Tracer can get out of black holes, like Tracer can do a lot of things against tanks that other heroes can't, just because of the mobility and the ability to like get back and forth very fast. Running the McCree to counter the Tracer specifically, I think is a little bit over the top. I mean, you can do some wonky stuff like flashbang into hook combo, flashbang into earth shatter, stuff like that, but I don't think that that's why he's running it. And I don't think it's that good because you're not really going to be speed boosting into chokes and stuff. But I think his idea is pretty much like, I'm just going to counter this Tracer, but I would say that running your own Tracer is probably a better counter to Valutaja than running a McCree, because the McCree is still a liability, because the McCree will still die in one of those like Ana ult tank or shatter shit combo things. I would almost say like a Widowmaker is probably a better idea. I mean, I'm not saying you should run Widowmaker, but I think that the McCree is like a little bit rough, and I don't know if I agree with running it just for the sake of countering Valutaja, but I guess if he consistently gets on Valutaja and like shuts down Valutaja, then it's worth it. I just think it's a little bit hard to run. Yeah, you can also like flashbang like Ana ulted Ryans and stuff, but I mean, I feel like throwing a flashbang at an Ana ulted Reinhardt is like tickling it, you know? The only reason why it'd be good, I think, is just for hook combos and earth shatters, like getting your earth shatter off or getting your hooks off. But I guess my point being that running a McCree to counter a Tracer against a comp that's just going to run at you, a little bit rough. Although High Noon's really good on this point, the high ground's really good on this point. They're still not running like Winston's or anything on offense. There's not really gonna be any way for him to get knocked down off this high ground unless he gets hooked. But, like, I wouldn't expect him to get hooked, but you know.
Yeah, so it was,
they're putting a lot of, what's the word? there's a lot of weight on Zappis and Valutage's shoulders in all of these games, because it really comes down to whether or not they can perform after the tanks do their tank thing. Valutaja did this last time. It's the exact same move. They should just anticipate it by now. Goes with the stairs, looks for a kill in the back. I don't know why he does that. I guess he wants to distract them for a second while his team pushes through the choke. But they're just ignoring him. Why does his DPI look like it's so high? They got a few kills, but just aim. It looks like he's like having a mild seizure when he aims.
Even if they can hold this somehow, the reinforcements are going to be so late. They will hold it though.
Mafu and Himsy just break.
See, that's what I mean though. Like, they ran Zappis. Like, Zappis gets a flashbang off and that's it. Like, what is Zappis gonna do? Like, Zappis had to hit a flashbang to kill him. And he didn't, so then he died. Like, if you're running the McCree and you lose that, you just lose. Like, I don't know. Himsy is a god. Like, that was insane. Did you see that prediction? He like 180 hooked after the blink, after shooting the Tracer in the face with the shotgun. Like, Himsy's probably actually the best Roadhog in the game. And like, that's one of those times where you just see it. You're like, Jesus, that just happened. And like, even I'm impressed. Like, you don't see that shit in this game ever. Like, there's never times where you blink into a hook. Like, he just predicted the shit out of Valutaja. Like, he didn't even like, Valutaja could have blinked in any direction, but no. Fucking Himsy knew exactly where he was going and he hooked before the blink even came out. Got him at the same time. Like, look at this. 850. Alright, we'll go back here. Here we go. Alright, Himsy's like, oh look, a Tracer. See this shit? He's like, LOL Tracer. And turns the corner. Shotgun to the face. We're gonna go frame by frame. Blink. Here comes the blink. 180 no scope. Or maybe he hooked him and then it pulled him from behind. That was weird. I don't know what happened. It looked cooler the first time. I'm pretty mad that you guys made me watch it again. Because it looked like the game glitched out, to be honest with you, on that time. He might have hooked before he blinked. And then it pulled him through the blink. But it looked cooler the first time because I didn't think that that's what happened. Alright, Himsy's not that crazy. I take it back. That was just the game just boning Valutaja. I was really impressed, and now I'm not impressed anymore because the game has let me down. Yeah, I shouldn't have watched that. I shouldn't have watched that replay. Himsy's still good. Himsy doesn't care right now. Nothing can kill Himsy. There's actually no way Himsy dies. Like, once that Roadhog's dead, Himsy is unkillable, and he knows what. All right, Himsy's good. You see that, guys? Himsy redeemed himself right there. He's like, you know what, Blizzard? I don't need your shit hooks. I will use my own, and then he gets that kill. Valutaja dies a little bit too late in these fights. I think it's detrimental to his team, to be honest with you. What's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to stagger your deaths, and he staggered his deaths like 3 times in a row right now. He keeps dying too late, I would say. Valutaja. I mean, Zappis is shutting him down, I guess. He's having a hard time doing anything, but between Himsy's like Blizzard hooks and Zappis just like hunting him, Himsy is like putting the team on his back right now because all he has to do is kill Kib. Once Kib's dead, the game is actually so simple. Because that's what I mean, like, this game comes down to right now, like, the Roadhogs. Like, somehow the Roadhogs have to kill each other.
Yeah, it's a completely different style of defenses. Like I said, they just want to muddle around up front. The Graviton comes in very quickly here. No whole hog.
Look at this shit, man. Teams are just throwing bodies at each other. That was a good Graviton. I thought they were going to die. Zappis goes down. The Valutaja, which is not surprising at all, because... What is Valutaja doing? He had like 6 HP, and he like tries to go in from the back. I feel like Zappis should just spawn Tracer right now, or something that's not McCree, but he stays McCree. It was nice though, because both teams... No, actually they only wasted Ana ult. I like how Himsy kept his whole hog there, because he has whole hog now to counter the Ana ult from Reunited. Like, Winghaven really wants to use his Earthshadow right now. Like, you can see Reunited still has 4 ults, NiP only has 3. But NiP has 3 pretty good ults, and as long like Zuppa can definitely get his ult like fast enough where it might be up before the fight's over. So as long as they don't get destroyed right now, actually Unfixed has Graviton. I'll be very surprised if they don't get destroyed. What? Alright. This is like one of those times where you say to yourself like, what's happening, guys? Like, how is this happening? I think Fraggy just hit like a 3-man Earthshot. I want to watch that again because I didn't see what happened here. Like, Himsy sees them coming in on the right. Watch. Himsy sees them coming in on the right. Okay. Fraggy has ult. Himsy has ult. Kindle has ult. Somehow Fraggy comes in behind them and they don't see it. The camera is on Himsy for some reason, but in the meantime, Fraggy just hit an Earth Shatter, and I think he gets 3 or 4 people. So he does get 3 or 4 people. Kindle drops the beat immediately, which is smart because Morte just popped his nano boost. And then Himsy gets a right click that insta-gives Kib. And like again, Himsy's target prioritization is really good because if he kills Kib, that's the only threat that he has. But yeah, Fraggy and Himsy had no, like, what's the word? They had no business like getting that much out of that. They're still gonna lose the fight, which makes sense because Reunited had like 3 or 4 ults there. Like the ult advantage for Reunited was huge, and Winghaven didn't die. If they had killed Winghaven there, they might have actually won that fight. But the Graviton from Unfixed like still had 3 people in it, so they were gonna lose that fight, I think, no matter what. I don't know why teams don't run Reaper, to be honest with you. If there's one thing I've learned in pubs this week, it's that Ana ulted Death Blossom is probably the scariest shit in the game. So I'm surprised teams aren't running it more. Like, even an Ana ulted Reaper is like stupid powerful without the Death Blossom, but like once you get the Death Blossom in there, it's like some crazy like Beyblade Twilight Zone shit. And everything just dies. It doesn't matter what's healing it, what ult is going up, it's just dead. And you're like Beyblading like at like Sonic the Hedgehog speeds, and your damage is like amplified. It's actually insane. So I'm not really sure why teams aren't running Reaper. I think Reaper's just bad on this map because this map is a lot of ground fighting and there's not a lot of like health packs. But yeah, I'm sure it gets shut down pretty hard because like you're just a liability. You're super slow. You get insta-give by combos too quickly, and the whole point of this comp or these comps is to like not die. So if a Reaper gets hooked and he just dies, like that's really bad.
He was down to about 5-10% of his health, got hooked and shot, and lived through it somehow. So I just.
But yeah, like there's just too much healing right now, I think, in general. All right, so that can't happen. Really big pick. Morte gets on Zappos there. It's not that big, but it's not that big because Zappos will be back in the fight. But it's pretty big because now that it's just one less player for them to push into. Like Kib's in a really good spot right now. I think that was a little bit overzealous of a Roadhog ult. It was a pretty useless Roadhog ult, I would say. Why is Cruz frontlining there? That's pretty funny, actually. They kited the shit out of that whole fight. That was actually really well played by NiP. Alright, so like Zappos dies, so like immediately they're just all on the defensive because there's no way for them to win that fight. Like they know that they have to back up because they have to wait for Zappos. If Zappos is dead, that's just one less player. But I think Kib's whole hog was just a waste of an ult. Like I'll watch this in slow motion again and see what happens. Like he pops this whole hog, it does absolutely nothing, and they all just back out through the choke. Like nobody's even capping the point at this point for Reunited. And then they ult Fraggy. Fraggy's at full health, so like Fraggy's in a really good spot because he's not gonna like, you know what I mean? Like he's not gonna die now because he got Ana ulted with full health, and this shit's already scary. Like Tracer doesn't do any damage anymore, but I think Cruz is out of position here. Like Cruz thinks he's unkillable, but then watch this, he just gets insta-gived. And then once he's dead, that like kind of shuts down their entire push because you need your Lucio to be alive to cap because there's no what's the word? Like the Ana nuke plus the Lucio heal is like super powerful, but not having the Lucio now with 4 tanks is like, or 3 tanks even, 2 tanks, I guess it's 2.5. It's just bad. Like Valutaja now doesn't have AoE heals, Winghaven doesn't have AoE heals. That kill on Cruz is just enough for them to lose this fight. It doesn't help here though that unfixed. Like I don't think they even had, or I don't think Mafu actually had to use that combo to win that fight. But I mean, it was really well executed, like pulse bomb into graviton combo.
It was the graviton surge and pulse bomb doing the job, but it was for ninjas in pajamas and Reunited unable to get.
I think that was like an over. I think they wasted too much there. I actually don't think that they needed to use Mafu's graviton to win that fight. I think they had that fight easily. Because now they're going to be fighting into Morte and Winghaven, and see if they find out the Velotage is behind them. She'll just get a pulse bomb. I'm surprised he's not going for the pulse right now. Bizarre to me that he doesn't just walk in and pulse bomb that Ana. Like nobody saw him. He could have just easily hit Q. Bizarre to me that he doesn't even try for it. His aim's actually not that crazy. He kind of just like has his mouse around. Fraggy's gonna spawn. I don't know if he hasn't. They're ignoring him though, which is bizarre to me. Like they've had the right heroes to kill this Tracer. Ooh, this is scary actually. It's funny to me that he's still alive. Alright, they let Velotage just do whatever the hell he wants here. It's like bizarre to me that nobody shoots at him. Like, the second that they call Velutage's behind, Zappis needs to be back there killing him because the only player that kills Tracer is Tracer. Like, the only hero that kills Tracer is Tracer. So if Zappis doesn't kill Velutage, like, there's no way that he dies. And then you just see what happens there. He just, like, gets 2 kills and suddenly your push is dead. But I don't know why the Ana was on the ground either. I don't know why the Ana wasn't just sitting up top. It's just weird positioning in my opinion. I don't know that Ana should have been on the ground there. And I don't know why. I'm even more surprised they didn't pulse bomb, but I guess he was saving the pulse bomb for the combo and he didn't want to miss it.
Also, like, catching a nano boost as Roadhog is so rough when you're about to reload. It's like, well, I did basically nothing and I missed my hook.
Bizarre.
Should have ulted someone else.
Now we get to watch the same thing happen again. Because that's how these maps work.
It just really throws off my aim. So not only do I only have 4 shots, but I'm probably going to miss at least 3 of them. Maybe I'll get 1 in there, and then it's just I'm trying to melee people with the hook all the way through. But these players.
I mean, I know exactly what he's doing. People do that shit in this game, like I do it too. You're just if you spam your mouse left to right, it makes you feel like you're hitting your shots more, and the fact that you're moving your mouse actually like gives you more control. Like if you're stiff, you don't have like if you're constantly doing this, it's very easy for you to pick left or pick right when you need to. But if you're stiff, you now have to like make the effort to like switch sides. It's like a weird aiming thing. It's also the fact that if he's slightly moving his mouse left right, it doesn't matter because the game like the Tracer spread's random anyway, so it like barely affects anything. I would say that I think I aim more smoothly though, but there's not many VODs right now that aren't 3-3. Again, Zappis just dies. Like, get off McCree. Like, the McCree hasn't worked yet on this defense. I feel like Zappis always picks... Like, I always rip on Zappis the most, but it's always because I feel like he's on the heroes that don't make any sense. Like, McCree's just hard to run. And, like, you're running it for what reason? Alright, Zappis switches to Tracer now. Like, you should have done this before. How are they winning this fight? Velotage is not actually killing anything, and that's a problem. Like, he's just running around in circles. Okay, so this is what I mean. I don't know that his aim is actually as incredible as it looks. I feel like he's really hesitant on this hero because I feel like he should have gotten like 3 kills there, or at least like 1 or 2. He plays very safe. I mean, sometimes it works when you play safe, but that was a little bit less aggressive than he probably could have been. Like, they were down 2 players already on NiP. Or 1 player, I think. Because Zappis wasn't there. Now Zappis just needs to be chasing him. He's being annoying, but he's not doing anything. Dead. Yeah, he's not very aware there at all. Ooh, fat Earth Shatter from Winghaven. However, Zapis, I don't know if he's gonna hold this. Are they gonna hold? That's unfortunate. Nope.
And that is all of NiP getting swept off the map in very quick fashion. Reunited definitely.
My dog did not hit your eye.
Yeah, they're gonna take a little bit.
Is the face cam blurry?
So I think that has definitely been their strategy.
I'll fix it after this map. I can't really do anything about it. I guess I can. Let me check.
They will use ults more defensively to pick fights than a lot of other teams, and they're taking advantage of that, having the ultimate advantage. Now this time they are going to be pushing into an ultimate ready NiP though, so maybe it's going to surprise me if you see a ton of ults come out from Reunited, but they do have the ults. They're ready to go. Here comes Kip.
Graviton Surge grabs several members. It's going to be a nano boost as well as sound barrier coming out.
I don't know what I did. I just changed a bunch of settings. We'll go back because I just missed like half of that shit. Okay, so Winghaven hit that 3-man Earthshatter, and that was enough for them to win that fight. That was a really big Earthshatter. You can't really ask for more. He got 2 kills out of it, or 3 kills out of it. Okay, Fraggy's still alive. Charges out. Gets bubbled. They're protecting the shit out of Fraggy. It's like a 4 protect Fraggy right now. They're getting kills in the back, and then Mafu uses his Graviton again. This is a good Graviton, but it's hard to see anything. I hate... Alright, this is like another thing that I hate about these VODs. Is like if you're gonna watch... Your cam is big? Oh shit. What happened? why did my camera go that big? I tried to fix the blurriness. Oh my god. Alright, we're going back. I didn't mean to do that. This is the clowniest VOD I've done. Alright. We're gonna go back to this push. You guys told me it was blurry, so I went to fix it and then it made it bigger. I don't know why it made it bigger. I didn't actually touch anything. Alright. Winghaven hit a 3-man Earthshatter. We're back to this. Watch them protect the shit out of Fraggy right now. No tits. They Ana ult him. They nano boost him. He Earthshatters here. He knows he's not killing Winghaven, so now he's just tilted. Because Winghaven's just straight up not dying because they haven't killed the Ana in the back. This is a really good Graviton though from Mafu though. Unfixed kills him, but I'm gonna say that they should still win this fight. NiP should still win this fight because they got the 3 kills. Every kill you get on defense is like huge, and they got 3 before that game was the word. Every kill was just good. Like if you get 2 kills on defense, you should probably win like 9 times out of 10. And they got the 2 kills during the Graviton. So defense should be able to clean up here. And now if you're Reunited, you don't really have anything. I would say that this should be an easy hold for NiP. Oh my god, grow some balls, kill him, please. There you go. That kill, that might have looked like he was feeding there and he shouldn't. I don't know if he definitely overextends, but I don't know if it's that big of a deal because Unfixed has a way longer way to walk and there's only 14 seconds left. They said like he's way out of position, but to be honest with you, I kind of like that trade because there's like he'll be back before Mafu or before Unfixed, and Unfixed isn't here.
Ultimates, but then they got a couple that finished up on the board, so they had 4 instead of just the 2. But this time now neither team with
that was really a big Ana nuke actually on Fraggy because Fraggy's about to die. Somehow he's still alive. Ooh, Zapis, good kill in the back. Gets the. See, these players just ignore their tracers. See? Alright, they talked about how he was out of position. Like, Unfixed would have 100% had Graviton for this fight, but he didn't because he died. And it forced Unfixed to actually get off of Zarya because he knew he wasn't going to get back to the fight in time, and now he switched to 76. What the fuck is 76 going to do? Like, he just switched to 76 to get back to the fight faster, but like, you're not going to win a game with a 76. So he traded his life for a Graviton, and like you'll take that trade every single day of the week. Zappa's still a lot of work here, actually. Zappa should just stay on Tracer. I don't know why he keeps getting off Tracer. Every time he gets off Tracer, they lose, and every time he plays Tracer, they win. It's like a very straightforward concept as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that trade was really good. They said Mafu overextended, and like he definitely overextended, but he got the kill, so it's fine. If he died without getting the kill, they probably would have lost, to be honest with you. But I don't think there was any situation where he doesn't get that kill, just because of the health that was on him fixed. Guys, I don't want you to troll me with your attractive shrimp OMG scoots, lips.twitch links. Like, I went to fix the webcam, and for some reason it changed the resolution, and then I hit don't save changes, and then it went back to normal size. I was trying to be one of those like sellout streamers where I put like biggest D on the overlay. And then all of you guys can donate to me for the biggest D.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting, actually. Hanzo coming out from Zappis here, so we're gonna watch Zappis.
I don't even put donations in my overlay. I should. You guys should donate.
The 4-tank composition here with all the beefy tanks, no diva.
Alright, he's running Hanzo again because he wants to tilt. He wants me to tilt.
A standard ninjas in pajamas
Zappis is like, fuck you, Flame, I'm running Hanzo. I'm like, lol, why are you running Hanzo? Let's watch this, because I'm curious. It's the same exact comp they ran before.
Exactly what we saw the first half. They're going to take this corner, and Reunited is going to be trying to jump down on this when they see an open.
Like, why doesn't he just get up top? Why is he just trying to shoot from down here? He's not killing anything. What was that Sky Arrow? He's not even hitting the tanks! God, Zappis, please just go Tracer. Himsy actually played that really well. He shot, hooked, shot. He is a solo queue player, dude. The Hanzo's done absolutely fucking nothing. But maybe, see, like, this is why I hate it. Look at the Zarya ults. Look at the Zarya, like, damage right now. Or you can just tell how much damage they're doing based off their ult percentage. Look at how sad these Zaryas are, dude. It's like a minute and 15 seconds in, and these Zaryas are sitting at 26 and 18% because there's no damage being done because no team is running a hero. Like, you'd think Valutage would be able to get map or unfix some more damage, but this Hanzo's actually not helping Mafu at all. I'm waiting for Zappis to prove me wrong and hit like a triple kill, like scatter arrow on a Lucio and a Anna, but until that happens, I'm gonna be upset. He got that kill, but he could have gotten that kill as any hero. Ooh, Fraggy clutch. If he died there, that would have been really bad. But he lives with like 50 HP. Okay, they could have done this. He could have done that with any hero. He could have been any hero in the game and gotten that same kill. I'm still not sold on the Hanzo. The only reason why the Hanzo is good, and I said this in the last time I watched this map when I didn't upload it to YouTube because the VOD was a disaster, is because you can get the Zarya combo. So if they wait for the Zarya combo, they're in good position. Zappis carried. I always flame him because I always feel like he's the one that like is on the hero that's wrong, or like the hero that just makes no sense to me. Alright, Kibon May. They have a lot of time. 2 minutes is a lot of time, don't get me wrong. Like, they can do this. Mafu has Graviton. They shouldn't use Graviton until they have a good one, or until they can get the Hanzo ult up. That's a good Graviton, I guess. I hate when they switch the camera like that. Like, I guess Mafu died. I'm not even surprised that they lost that fight because they didn't use, like, they never had the. Alright. Okay, they dropped Ana ult for sure on Fraggy. Fraggy just swung into a Graviton, but it wasn't that great of a Graviton. Mafu's like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna get Zarya ult anymore, so he switches off Zarya to go Winston. I think this is a mistake. I don't know why you would go Winston over like Reaper or something for this. Like, you have to kill a Winston and you have to kill a Mei. So I'm not sure how this Winston is gonna like do well here, but it's bizarre.
a single tank. So
What's a graviton?
got the
What do you mean, what's a graviton? Why are you guys trolling me? Graviton is Zarya's ult.
fall. They had their support still standing till the very end, and that's not going to be enough.
Every time I say black hole, someone gets mad because I'm talking in Dota terms.
1 minute 6 seconds. That's
I remember ESL got upset with me, or they weren't upset with me, but they told me that I need to work on that. Oh, Kib almost died there. What? Okay. What just happened? How did Winghaven die?
So as we come back in, we have 1 minute 6 seconds. That's 1, maybe 2 pushes if they tidy it up
Dragon ult comes through.
quickly. So Dragon
Insta gives Morte.
Strike actually
Now Winghaven has 0 heals, and Kib is like hiding in this corner with a bubble on him. Like, look at how sad this is. This is like a sad ass May.
gonna lead things off. Kind of interesting.
And now Winghaven dies because there's no heals. Morte dying is like the end of the world because Morte even has his ult right now. So Zappis might have actually just clutched the game for them because he kills Morte with the dragon and he forces Kib to hide in a corner in an ice block.
Side does get filled up.
So now they have nothing. Like, Kib has to make this ult work,
Point. Ice wall comes in, so that's
and it doesn't because they don't run into it because they're not bots.
though. Himsy takes down Unfixed. They are still alive as most of their tanks still
And now Valutaja comes up as Winston, which is a mistake because you're like, I don't like Winston. Winston's not even that good, let alone on defense. On defense, it's even worse. Like, Morte and Winghaven have to like 1v6 right now, or 2v6, I guess.
the stall game from Reunited is going to have to be strong. Winghaven has an Earthshatter up. Can he hit it?
This is not gonna
Look at how much damage they're doing to him.
be what I was looking for.
That was clutch as shit from Fraggy, actually. He blocked that Earthshatter, like 100%. Nobody got stunned from it.
Any of the targets Winghaven was looking for, he gets pinned away from the action. Diva actually coming in now, providing a good amount of stall, long enough for May to get back on the point. Wow. So actually charging Fraggy off the point ended up saving the day. Sound barrier coming in now for the defense. I can't believe they were unable to get those focus kills one-on-one as they were coming in. Reunited allowed NiP to
This is a really shitty angle, but I think Zappish just got a shitload of kills, and that drop the beat was Cruises. I'm not actually sure what just happened. This game is so hard to watch because the camera keeps switching, and I don't know why it's on the Reinhardts who are like swinging at each other doing absolutely nothing. Alright. I'm getting tilted again, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, so Valutaja dies. They Ana ult Winghaven. Okay, Winghaven's getting ulted. Zappis is on Tracer now. Let's be real.
Has an Earthshatter up. Can
Okay. Who's alive? Unfixed just spawned as Devo. Winghaven has Earthshatter. Morte just nano boosted him. Kib just used his Blizzard, didn't do anything. And what do they have here? They have dropped a beat. That's it. So now both teams. Kinnell is dropping the beat right now.
This is not going to go Reunited's way. Sound barrier was what I was looking at there, and it
Blocks that Earthshatter.
did not catch any of the targets.
Alright, Winghaven does this right now. They're just fighting each other. They're just swinging their hammers at each other. High level Overwatch is being played. Winghaven 100%. Valutaja kills Mafu. Mafu, who has Winston ult pretty much.
So actually charging
Okay.
Fraggy off the
Kib gets this kill. Alright, Cruz just dropped the beat. Kib's about to get this kill on Himsy, I'm pretty sure. Like, Himsy's gonna die because frozen Roadhogs are sad Roadhogs.
I can't believe they were unable to get those focus kills.
But Fraggy kills Winghaven in the back. Cruz goes down to Zappis, so now it's 4v4. Mind you, it's pretty much the points cap, so it doesn't matter how many people are still alive because they only have to be on it for a third of the time.
As they were coming in, Reunited
Kib is fumbling on his keyboard. Okay. If you're Kib right there, just hit Q, dude, and get in your bubble. Because your team is dying all around you. All he has to do is be alive long enough for Morte to spawn. And once Morte spawns, they win the game. But instead, that's actually a huge mistake, Kib dying there. Because Kib should not have died there. Kib should have just hit shift and hit Q, and they would have been fine.
the nano boost.
But now Zappis is just doing whatever he wants because this is like this is when you love playing Tracer, when you're on the point and the enemy team has to deal with you, but they can't because they have to stop the point too. Like, look at Zappis. Zappis is actually just going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants right here.
All for the defense.
Nano boosted monkey gets destroyed.
Froggy's still standing.
Like, Zappis will not get touched. See, and then Kib comes in with his ult. But Kib could have done this before.
Contesting, and that is it. Ninjas of Pajamas
Lapis doesn't even get the ×3, man. But I would say Kib could have held that if he didn't fumble on his keys. But yeah, we're watching some solid Overwatch. Lots of 3-3, 4-2, hike shit. I'm not really sure. It's hard to like analyze this a lot because it really comes down to teams getting picks, and that's all it is. Because the comps don't actually fight; they just get picks. You either get like an Earth Shatter into a kill, you get a hook into a kill, or you get a Pulse Bomb into a kill, or you hit a Graviton. Like there's no real like in between here at all. It's like you just get an Earth Shatter. That's your kills. You swing your hammer around, you get 3-4 people dead. You know what I mean? So fights are very random, and they come down to the healers more than anything, and like the defensive plays more than the offensive plays, because they're not really running offensive heroes. They're just running like Roadhogs. So I don't know. It's bizarre to me. It's hard to analyze more so than whichever team I guess plays more as a unit and like plays more defensively generally gets better results. Okay, so that's map 1. Stop recording.